What's going on, everybody? Back again to give my very late review on Spider-Man No Way Home. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and preface this video right off the bat by saying that I enjoyed the parts of this movie that you were like that it was meant for you to enjoy. Like, it's not even a spoiler anymore. We all know that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in this movie playing their respective versions of Spider-Man, and that's good. That's fun to see and I enjoyed seeing it. It got me hyped to even go see the movie, knowing that they were going to be there. So I did enjoy that part. But we got to talk about some of the issues that with this movie that are just not being talked about because everyone's so distracted by the whole Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire being in the movie. When Sony and Marvel came together to make this movie, they clearly had two intentions. Well, no, I'm not gonna say two. It might be more than two. They clearly had some intentions. One big one was they wanted to obviously make a fuck ton of money off of it, and then two, they wanted to reset Spider-Man for the MCU, and they really just kind of wanted to shake the Etch-a-Sketch on Spider-Man in the MCU. And I guess my guess is the way this movie feels when you after you watch it, you sit with it for a while and you think about it. The way this movie feels was they they sat down and started thinking of like, okay, well, how can we reset Spider-Man? How can we, excuse me, how can we reset Spider-Man? How can we shake the Etch-a-Sketch on this character for the MCU? And then someone just kind of blurted out, we could have Doctor Strange make everyone forget that he exists. And they just ran with that idea. They just ran with that idea. And every single time they came to like a road bump, like a bump in the road, like their path was blocked, they just went, they found the most cheap solution to the problem. And then they were like, well, I mean, that's going to piss people off. People are going to see right through that explanation, or they're going to call bullshit on that. And their answer for that was, well, we'll distract them enough from our bullshit so that they don't call bullshit. And really just simple thing like Ned being a wizard now. That was simply in there. It's like one covers up the other. It's like that was in there simply as a bullshit way to get Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire into the movie. You know what I mean? It's like they sat there and they went, okay, so if Doctor Strange is going to erase everyone's memory of Peter, then we're going to need, that couldn't possibly work. You know what I mean? It's like it was on the news. There's posters up revealing not only that Spider-Man is real, but that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. What are all those posters and shit gonna vanish? Is all that recorded media footage talking about him just gonna vanish? Like, I get it if you take the memory out of people's mind, but there's a lot of physical evidence in the world that shows Peter Parker exists and he is a superhero called Spider-Man. So how do we get rid of all that? Well, what if we don't? What if we just distract people from thinking about that? Okay, well, how do we do that? Let's bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back to play their versions of Spider-Man. I mean, after all, we've seen that a Spider-Verse movie can work, right? We saw it with the animated universe, with the animated movie. So clearly, people are okay with the idea of a Spider-Verse. What if we do our own Spider-Verse with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire? Oh my God, that's brilliant! If we bring them back, not only is it going to completely overshadow all of our lazy writing bullshit, and no one's going to think about it, it's also going to make us a fuck ton of money. People will pay out the ass to see those two reprise their Spider-Man roles. Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. So now we just need a way, an excuse for them to be in them. How do we bring them into the movie? How do we do that? Um. The sorcery ring. Ned can like open a portal. Ned can open a portal. Yeah, we'll have Ned do it. They're like looking for Peter, and like Ned opens a portal. Can Ned do sorcery? Uh, we'll throw we'll throw a line in there about how it's running his family. Is that really going to be enough? It doesn't matter because right after he does the portal and people start questioning it, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to show up and people are going to forget all about their questions. That's how this movie feels. It's just there is this like it's such a beautiful it's such a beautiful present, but it's like wrapped in this sleazy greasy cash grabbiness. You know what I mean? It's like it would be one thing if like the story made such good sense and then on top of that these guys came back to reprise their roles, but it does. Ned being a sorcerer just shoehorned in there. um What else was them curing the? We're gonna cure the villains. You already established pretty early on in the movie that these people were snatched from their respective universes at the moment of their death. A lot of them. Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro. They were all snatched at the moment of their death. But Peter's like, we gotta cure them. Maybe that'll give them a chance to survive when they get back home. No, it won't, because like Electro specifically says that he was about to just that scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2 is about to get happen where he gets overloaded with energy and he dies. Green Goblin was about to get he was fighting Peter and he was about to get impaled by the glider. Like Doc Ock was doing his shit with the big sun machine and he was they are all about to die. They're like they're like less than a minute away from it. And you think curing them? Like great, you cure him, and he goes right back to being overloaded with electricity. What was the fucking point? And then like, oh well, they took his electric powers away, so it won't overload him. Actually, that makes him even more vulnerable to electricity now. So now he's gonna die an even more horrific death. Green Goblin, send him back. Alright, Peter, I'm back. I'm cured. Uh, Dead. What was the point? That was just some soft 2021. We always got to give people the benefit of the doubt. No one's truly evil. They just need a friend. No, fuck off. Kill them bitches. Kill them evil ass fucking pieces of shit. Kill them. Kill them. Cut their fucking heads off. Skin them. I don't give a shit. Kill them. Fuck it. We liked it. We liked it back in 2001 when Green Goblin got fucking stabbed. We liked that. We didn't have a problem with it then. We liked when fucking Tony Stark obliterated Thanos into ashes. We liked when he killed them. Kill the villains. Kill, kill, kill. Violence, violence, violence. It makes the movie better. Like when Spider-Man was beating the shit out of Green Goblin, I was like, fuck yeah, this is metal as fuck. This is awesome. Like, why Tony? We gotta save them. No, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck all the way off. You don't have to save shit. It's such a thin plot to the movie. It's like, guys, we're bringing back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. That's gonna sell the movie in and of itself, and plus all these other villain actors. That's gonna sell the movie in and of itself. We don't have to try too hard with the overall plot, okay? No one's coming for the plot. They're coming to see these actors play these characters and fight and bullshit and crack some witty jokes. There were some witty jokes and the humor was funny. I laughed at a lot of it. It's just I'm not dumb enough for all the questions about the plot to just go away because I saw some shit that I liked. Like, it doesn't work that way. I walked out of the movie being like, okay, one, aren't the villains, even though they're cured, aren't they all still going back to the moment of their deaths? Two, Ned having sorcery powers, that was a fucking shoehorn plot device. Three, they erased everyone's memory of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, but there were flyers up all over town that acknowledged Peter Parker was a person and he was Spider-Man. And there was documented media footage of people talking about it on the news, how, oh, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Did all that media footage, that documented footage, whether it was saved digitally or on flash drives or discs, did all of that just fucking vanish? Did the posters hung up all around town, did that just fucking vanish? Matt Murdock was Peter's lawyer for this. By the way, really happy to see Matt Murdock. Daredevil is my favorite Marvel character, and I love the Netflix Daredevil show. Really happy to see that he's coming back, that we're not done with him. Who knows? We'll touch on that a bit more, but real quick, it's like Daredevil. Matt Murdock was his lawyer. Being a lawyer involves you like filing legal documents and writing people's names. Did all those forms and shit, all the legal documentation he did as Peter's lawyer, did that all vanish when Doctor Strange erased everyone's memory? There's so much evidence still in the world that Peter Parker is a living, real person and he is a superhero called Spider-Man. That's all still there. So this bullshit like, oh, everyone's forgot. Fuck off. It's such a cheap, lazy storytelling way to reset the character. And it's like you found a really cheap, easy, quick idea on how to get what you wanted. And then once you realized it was cheap and easy and quick, rather than try to fix the story and make the story better, you just decided to cover up how cheap and easy and bullshit it was with a bunch of fan service shit that made us go, oh, Tobey Maguire, wow! Like, I'm not dumb. I still remember that there are huge flaws to this plot. Anyway, So as you can tell, like my opinion of this movie is like it's mixed. I enjoyed the shit out of the movie that I was supposed to enjoy, but I'm not just over the moon about it because I'm also not dumb enough to ignore the fact that it like the plot is fucked. So yeah. But on the subject of Daredevil and everything, like who knows? Who knows what we're gonna get with Daredevil? Like they've made it clear now that like he is part of the MCU, and it's the same actor playing him. But who knows? Maybe they're just keeping the same actor. Maybe when we finally do see Daredevil get his own Disney Plus show or movie, whatever the hell it might be, maybe it will be a fresh start for the character, and they're just using the same actor. I've been reminding myself about that because I'm like, because if it is the Netflix version, then that means all of that shit is canon now. He interacts on the Netflix in Netflix. He interacts with Jessica Jones. He interacts with Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Punisher. All that shit would mean all of that is canon now once again in the MCU. But I don't know. They could also just be using the same actor because people liked him, and they could start it fresh. They could do a fresh reboot of Daredevil, just using the same, excuse me, the same actor. Who knows? But I'm really glad to see Daredevil. That was my favorite part of the movie, honestly, because it's like, yeah, seeing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in there, it was kind of like great. But this is, I just know for a fact that this is more or less just like the world's greatest cameo. Like, it's not like they're going to be a staple part of the MCU now. They're not sticking around. They're in here for a movie to go, hey guys, remember us? Yeah, good times. And then they're back. Now they're gone again. Daredevil, this is an introduction. This is, guys, here's something that you like. And not only is it something you like that we're giving to you here, the fact that we're giving it to you here means we are potentially going to be giving it to you more and more as the years go on. So that it just had more of a lasting impact for the future of the MCU than seeing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. It was still cool to see them though. I'm not shitting on it. And then there was something else I wanted to discuss. Oh yeah, all I see now everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, it's like, oh, Sony's gonna bring back Andrew Garfield for Amazing Spider-Man 3. Tobey Maguire's gonna come back for Spider-Man 4. No, I highly doubt that. All right, I highly doubt this is just you guys are more like, hype train of shit that we like, numbing our brains. No, shut the fuck up. If it happens, I'll clap, I'll cheer, I'll be happy for it. Andrew Garfield, I'll say this, I don't even care what kind of backlash I get. Andrew Garfield is my favorite on-screen movie Spider-Man. He is. I did not like Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it was not because of Andrew Garfield. I loved him as Spider-Man. I wanted to see him be the Spider-Man in the MCU. So if they do continue Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movie franchise just as a separate Sony franchise, fucking sweet. I'll be right there to watch all of it. I just really doubt that that's going to happen. So yeah, that's my rant review of Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm gonna go ahead and give it like a 7 out of 10. Like everyone's over here like, woo, fucking 10 out of 10 movie. No, you're all just easily amused, and you're dumb enough to where like if someone puts on a fancy light show, it'll distract you while they rob you. Like that's really what it is. Like they'll fucking hand you a fucking turd with sparkles on it, with glitter and gemstones in it, and the shiny pretty colors and sparkles will just make you forget that it's actually a giant turd that you're holding. So that's it. That's all it is. It's like a 7 out of 10 movie. It's a C average movie. But yeah, what it implements going forward in the future is cool. You know, regardless of how they got there, I like the fact now that all of Spider-Man's previous MCU content is gone. Because I hated the previous MCU Spider-Man. It wasn't Spider-Man. Spider-Man goes to normal high school, gets bullied, becomes Spider-Man, has Harry Osborn as his best friend, starts out dating Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy dies, then he meets Mary Jane. He has all the typical Spider-Man villains. It's not fucking Peter Parker goes to a special New York high school for super smart kids, and Mary Jane is actually not Mary Jane. It's a different name. They just call her MJ, and Harry Osborn's nowhere to be found. It's actually his best friend is this fat Asian kid, Ned. No, that's not Spider-Man. That's some new bullshit age 2021, 2022 bullshit Fuck that. Fuck all that shit. I'm glad it's gone. I'm so glad it's gone. Fuck that. So I'm glad we're moving forward in a direction where it's like they can now kind of redo Spider-Man and try to get him back on track, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, that's the rant review on Spider-Man No Way Home. Let me know what you guys think. Leave some comments below, get a discussion started. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. That really helps out the channel. If you want to help out the channel even more, check out some of my other videos and maybe subscribe. But other than that, I will see you guys next time.